In this video, we will discuss, is your WordPress website SEO friendly? If we could just throw in a bunch of keywords before and call it SEO, we would not have the monitor to search today, especially with algorithm changing so often. However, if you do want your WordPress site to thrive, you have to stay among the first 5 pages on the search. The account for 67.60% of the clicks. Are you not sure whether your SEO is fine? Do you want to know what is stopping you from ranking higher? Then here are the 7 little signs that your WordPress website is not SEO friendly. The first one is slow loading. In the nutshell, 53% of online users will abandon this site if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. We are used to instant access to the information, and we know that there are many other websites that will provide information quicker. Google appreciates speedy websites as well and ranks them higher. In order to measure the loading speed, you can use such tool as web page test or page speed insight. If you have noticed that your WordPress website is slow, here are a few quick steps you can take. The first one is OPT for better hosting. The second one is reduce images sizes. Images are usually heavier than anything else and are usually one of the main reasons behind the slow site. Reduce the size without losing the quality on your own. Through Photoshop or a face online tool like Karkin, or you can go to the other premium. Minimize CSS and JS files. Reduce the CSS and JS calls and the numbers of files are on your site. There are manual provided by Google. You can use to do this manually, or you can use a plugin such as Atomized to manage this process for you. Key points to keep in mind include: use CDN to adjust the internet speed in different countries. Deactivate unused plugins. Clean database. Reduce the number of external scripts. Then number 2, non-responsive design. Smartphones have probably become a bigger part of our lives than computers. You can imagine going on vacations or just for a walk in the park without the laptop. But smartphone, it has to be glued to our hands at all times. It is just faster to unlock the phone and search rather than wait for the computer to load. So mobile traffic has consistently reached over 50% throughout 2022, meaning that you may be losing 50% of traffic just because you do not have a mobile friendly version of your website, and no no one is going to stay on the website to zoom in on ridiculous looking slides and layouts, no matter how good the content is. You can create a responsive design on your own. This might make sense if you do not want to change your current theme. However, it will require coding knowledge to take a lot of time and testing. The third one is confusing URL structure. Neat URLs are important for algorithms mostly, not the readers. A good URL should contain the main topic of the article and major keywords because bots read it as way. Regular users read titles. If the link consists of random number and letters, the bot will not even crawl deeper into the web page. Yet keep in mind that users are also not likely to follow a sketchy link. Therefore, you have two great reasons to leave up your URL game. Permalinks structure. In order to change the way URLs are created, visit the admin board of the WordPress site, go to setting and find the section for permalinks. Your setting now is probably date and time. It is better to go for a post name. If you have already created content with a different URL structure, you might want to also check out just to be sure you don't hurt your SEO on accident. Missing XML sitemaps. An important part of any website is the XML sitemap. This is a list of sorts that outlines your overall website structure so search engines can crawl your site and start indexing your pages. A sitemap is essentially for every website, and it's not important that you don't forget to create yours. Ideally, a sitemap will organize your site content in a natural way. Think if it is a tree with branches. For example, you have your blog, then blog posts. Then for those posts, you might have a category, author, title, etc. You can manually create sitemaps, but luckily to create, you merely need to install. Most good SEO will include XML sitemaps and basic structure. Improper title tags. The result in the search engine and displayed in such an order as a link, title tag, meta description. Since links are usually written in a small font and it is not the user's first priority to look at the URL, they will discover the title at the beginning. Search engines definitely pay attention to little and may even rank well visited sites lower just because their title tag does not reflect the content of the article. It is easier to find pages with descriptive titles in the array of open tabs and share them adequately on social media. Therefore, aim to keep your titles 60 characters long, less if you use characters that take up more space, and WMO. Avoid all caps titles. Does not abuse keyword and add your brand on site name at the end. The main advice throw in make is reflect to page content, witty and meta description. The meta description aim is used rather than the search engines. It is a preview of the content based on which user decide whether the web page is relevant or for them. Consequently, a good meta description may become your pass into the world of high click-through rates. Since Google trends to rank pages higher that are visited more often, using meta description is an indirect way to set up your SEO games. Too many keywords. Search engines are not as closer to the human as the actually read and evaluate the content, so they search for relevance and the number of keywords correlates with it. When SEO has first become a thing and algorithms were plain and straightforward, websites jammed many keywords in an article and it worked. What about today? Today there is such a thing, a too much of a good thing, and keyword stuffing should be avoided. Google does not only push for more relevant content but for better information as well. The reason why keyword stuffing drastically wounds the quality is that the next become very unnatural. Markets come up with irrelevant sentence in order to use a specific keywords, and you can use the same word repeating theoric in a three sentence paragraph. That is why Google may not rank page lower where there are too many keywords. Duplicate content. Content is not easy to produce, we get it. You always have to watch trends and put efforts into writing or creating something. Yet it is better to produce less content but to deliver a unique pieces. It is not just the question of morals. Search engine will simply ranking the copied content the lowest, being ethical reward and they have. Thank you.